What's up everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to this commentary playthrough of Final Fantasy X, the Pbirdman mod. Before I get into it, if my voice sounds a little bit sort of sore compared to previous sessions, that's because I have had a bit of a sore throat for the last 5-6 days, I think. It's felt better for 2-3 days, and I wanted to get on with some recording, so it might not sound like completely on point, but I'm feeling good enough to continue, and I wanted to get a session in. So that's that. And in terms of what we're doing this session, it's going to be a bit of a weird one, and you'll notice obviously that the footage is sped up. So I'm playing in turbo mode right now to get some things done more quickly, and usually what that means is that we're going to have to do some sort of like farming, repetitive type stuff in order to proceed. So in terms of where we're at, all we have left is Brothers in Arms for the Veterans Run. And this is a very important battle because, like I said, this is going to bridge the gap between Veterans Run and Hero Run. So what Pbirdman advised is to try and complete the sphere grid and then come back and do Brothers in Arms. So right now, let's just fight it without any sort of stat boost and see how we do. So we have some sort of reference to go from. Okay, so these had served me pretty well so far. And I just finished getting overdrive. Okay. So let's have a benchmark here against Brothers in Arms. So yeah, unsurprisingly we've got 2 Ironclads to deal with here, which is going to be fun. Remember, these guys have 2 million HP each, so even if we're able to survive, if we're doing very sort of shitty minimal damage, then it means the battle will take like 3 hours, and that's not what we want. So yeah, protect on everybody, for starters. Let's just fire off a hit, see how we do. Ooh, okay. So 2,700 damage, and they replied with Repageki, which did a fair bit of damage. Okay. But I guess we have counter-attack too, so maybe that's going to be helpful. It'd be funny if it turns out that I can actually win here. 1,300. Ooh. Okay, well. That wasn't too good. So despite all of my buffs, Shinryu-dan knocked me out, like it killed me. Okay. So because the sound sync isn't too important here, what I have to do is slow it down every time I want to use an overdrive, because obviously I'm good at attack reels, but not good enough to do it in 2 times speed. So then, back to this. Let's see, how much damage is attack reels doing? A mere 3,000 to each one. And he can't heal in between the Repagekis as well, which is also important. I mean, if we're doing that little damage, let's just see how much Lulu's flare does for starters. Let's just double cast an Ultima to see where we're at. Okay, 7,000, yeah. So 2 million HP each, plus the fact that I'm only doing 7,000 with an Ultima is, yeah, we're not there. It's probably one of these battles where if you really wanted to, you could probably just stay alive, but even at this sort of speed, I think chipping away the damage is almost impossible. I can't see how we're going to manage it. Do we have any frag grenades? No. Just as a test, I'm gonna... Let's see if they can be armor broken. I mean, Pbirdman has said, despite me saying I don't think it should be a thing, I think Pbirdman is going to allow some armor breaking in these situations, so... But no, there you go. So if with Chaos Grenade, I'm pretty certain... Oh, what the hell? What on earth? What's going on? Is that a bug? What the hell just happened there? So they can cure each other as well for 20,000? Holy shit. So yeah, I think just in terms of trying to damage them here, it's not going to work. I'm pretty certain Chaos Grenade would have armor broken them if it was possible. Yeah, 5,000. It's rubbish. Yeah. Okay, so this is basically a pretty clear indication that when you have 2 million HP to take out for each one, and they're recovering 22,000 at times as well, you're not going to get very far. Of course, if you're more hardcore than I am, you're welcome to try and beat them with these stats, but for me, I think I've seen everything I need to see. So, let me just reload the save. I don't need to waste inventory here. Which is good, because obviously before starting this session I tested a few things just to see what my options were, and it would have been a bit of a weird session if I ended up not using those because I felt the battle was possible. But yeah, for now, I mean, I feel like that battle's well out of reach, and what that means is that with our current stats, so the 3 characters with the most important stats right now, well, I guess you can factor Lulu in as well, 150 strength, 166 defense, 105 agility. So he's got a lot more defense than Waka. And then Riku's definitely coming up. She's almost there. And then we have Auron, who's not a million miles away, and we have Lulu with 103 magic and 88 agility. So what we got to do, we have to get, because we're not gonna, I don't think we're gonna get access to celestial weapons until after we beat Heroes Run. So basically, we need Lulu, Riku, Tidus, and Waka to be pretty much completing the sphere grid. So let's have a quick look. Whoops. So it's still pretty patchy. I mean, look, there's 3 circles there incomplete. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's still a little bit more work to do. I mean, there's not a huge amount left, but you know, we are going to need to farm some sphere levels to make our lives easier here. So this is basically going to be pretty much the first phase of stat maxing. Now, for you guys that remember how this is all done, you'll know that the usual formula is to go to what used to be Species Conquest, take out one eye until you get some triple AP and 2 free slot weapons. Now, that poses a problem in the Pbirdman mod. So problem number 1, let's have a look at this. So this is like my good / best armors here. Just remember to set these to the correct one. Okay. So normally what you do is you go in and you beat one eye, and obviously in the vanilla version that's very easy. There's 1,000,001 ways to do it. Even if you don't have like amazing stats, you can still take it out pretty easy. But here you have to fight one eye as part of a duo in Hell's Kitchen. So this begins. Now obviously it would be nice if we could just still take out one eye and just escape the battle anyway. Escape is locked, so good luck trying to do that. But let's just give you another idea again of how long this is going to take just to get one potential equipment that may or may not be what you actually want. So yeah, I mean, you can already see that this is an absolute mess. And one thing I will show you from the previous episode that you would have seen, I've got to land a hit on one eye first. Healing water. I mean, normally in vanilla, one eye would already be dead at this stage, but oh god, I think you might have upped the evasion slightly here, just so you need a little more defense. We could all get wiped out here. I'm going to reload the save once it's done, but I just want to give you guys another demonstration of why farming one eye like you used to is probably not going to be too great for you here. But at the moment I can't even hit it. So I think he might have upped the evasion from the previous patch, which is something I did say he could potentially do. Like, not enough that we can't hit it completely, but enough so that Waka can hit it sometimes, and if we have like 5 times aim, then Waka can always hit it, and maybe Tidus can sometimes. But at the moment it's looking pretty bad. It's amazing what a difference these auto potions have made, right? Still nothing. Yeah, Courage is still there. Literally, if I can land one hit, that was just one thing I wanted to show you guys, but I've not been able to land the hit. For God's sake. I might just use an overdrive, but that might not demonstrate what I wanted, so... It's one of these things where the battles are this tough, like you can't even sometimes demo stuff. That's the one character I didn't want to get hit with that. Notice how Waka's overdrive is completely gone here. Let's use an aim. I think Waka will definitely hit this time. So there you go, 22,000 damage. Remember that I did about 50 to 55,000 damage with Waka last time. And obviously One Eye got taken out a bit too quickly. So I did say to Pbirdman, I think that's a bit too fast. So if you guys thought, nah, you've made One Eye too easy, that sucks. Well, the new One Eye has a lot higher defense, and I think that's probably closer to where it needs to be. So, as you can see, in this battle, you don't really, I mean, you could beat One Eye and flee if you're strong enough, but if you're not, like me, it's going to take a really long time. And so farming triple AP weapons using One Eye, I don't think is probably the best way to do it in the Pbirdman mod. So then I thought to myself, well, what can I do? It might just be the case that you just do not have an AP trick, an AP farming trick that's as good as vanilla in the Pbirdman mod. I mean, there is no sort of requirement for there to be an AP trick that's just as easy and just as exploitable as the vanilla. If anything, it's probably better that it isn't quite as exploitable. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to reload the save again, just because I use a lot of X potions and stuff there that I'd rather not. And I'm going to have a look at my inventory and see what I currently have, and see if there's anything I can work with that. Spoiler alert, the answer is yes. But let's take a look first. Okay. So, I'll just grab this Baroque sword. Okay, so we have a double AP slot available to us. We have an overdrive to AP, which is something you have to have. And then we've got SOS, double, and triple. Now, again, I'm thinking for things like triple overdrive, I'm not going to build a weapon from scratch for the Heroes run, and once I'm done with the Heroes run, I should be able to get my Celestials anyway. So realistically, I feel like it's okay to use triple overdrive for your AP farming. And the idea here is to focus on Tidus and Waka, and the more quickly I get those guys up to like the highest amount of strength, then the more quickly I'll be able to defeat any other monster creations that I need to defeat in order to farm other things. So obviously once Tidus and Waka's strength goes up to 200, I'll be able to farm One Eye much more quickly and much more easily than I would before. So the focus is on Tidus and Waka, maybe Waka even more so than Tidus because he's the one that can hit One Eye consistently. But it's going to be those two, and then Riku and Lulu are going to kind of be secondary behind them. So I'm going to use these, then I'm going to use this, and then instead of triple AP, because I don't have the triple AP stuff, I'm just going to go with double AP. So it's an imperfect weapon, but it should suffice for our purposes. So that's one. Next is Waka. Now I think from the first time I beat One Eye, I might have gotten this, which is nice. So I checked that I had this in my inventory. I don't remember where I got it, but I do have it. It wasn't hacked in. For this guy, I'm going to do the same again. I'm going to go with the triple overdrive and the overdrive's AP. So that's two imperfect but still very good AP farming weapons. Next we've got Riku. She's got a bunch of flexible arms. Let's use that. Next, overdrive to AP. Again, all the doors to tomorrow are pretty much used, but I don't think they serve much other purpose here, so I can always try and farm some more. For her, I'm going to go for SOS overdrive, and you'll see why in a minute. One thing I haven't tested, but I think should be the case, I believe you can get double overdrive and SOS overdrive to stack. If I'm wrong, I'll hack these back in, but I haven't been able to test that particular aspect of it, but I think it does help. And again, it's okay, I can probably find some underdog secrets from somewhere else, so I think we'll manage. And I do have a lot of gambler spirits anyway, so it's fine. So this is the weapon that I've got for Riku, a very imperfect weapon here. No double AP, no triple AP, and no triple overdrive. But I've tried to sort of counteract it a little bit with SOS and double overdrive. If they don't stack, then fair enough, but if they do, then that's cool. So basically, this is the situation. So what we're going to do, obviously I had to consult Pbirdman about this, because I was like, well, what are we going to do here? Like, what is the new best, most efficient way to farm for AP? There's got to be a way, because obviously, as you would have seen what he's done in battles where you can really easily get overdrives and exploit it, he has disabled, like he's messed around with the overdrive modes. He's messed around with the overdrive mode so that, for example, like with Don Tomberry and with Cactar King, you can't just like get a full overdrive every single turn and exploit the AP farming trick. So I said to him, well, what do you think is the best way? I mean, we need an enemy that does a lot of damage, does it fast, doesn't completely wipe your party out, so you can't just like go to the hero's run and fight something, because if it has attacks that wipe out the entire party constantly, then again you're not going to be able to hang with it, so there's no point. So Pbirdman gave me two suggestions, and the second one was one that I really liked, and I said I think we should probably keep that one in. And so the second suggestion is what we're going to head towards. Now the good news here is that you guys will get to see your first glimpse of a Dark Aeon, so that's going to be pretty cool. So what we're going to do now is we're going to leave the monster arena and we are going to head to Dark Ixion. So let's do it. So Dark Ixion is a battle where, due to the mechanics, you can keep your team alive, and it's a battle that you can actually escape. It's one of the rare battles of that type that you're able to escape, and because of that reason we're able to AP farm. It's not going to be as good as like the vanilla tricks that we have, but for this mod, based on what me and Pbirdman have been talking about, I believe this is probably the best way to do it for this particular situation. So I will show you guys how I'm going to do it, and we'll go from there. So create a save file nearby, always a good idea. I will start using these soon. So I tested both Comrade and Stoic mode, and they didn't make much difference. Pbirdman said Stoic, so I'm just going to go with Stoic here. Because Dark Ixion doesn't have a regular attack that hits the entire party, I think probably it still works better. Wait. Oh. For a second I was like, where the hell's this Stoic? Right. Just a final check, they've got the right equipment. We don't want auto protect here. That's gonna cause us to receive less damage. The only problem here, like to make this even better, you should just have an auto Phoenix armor for Riku, but she literally doesn't have any. So I could customize one, but for now, like, it's not hugely important. And to be honest, I don't think it's going to be a factor here, but if you want to. Okay. So let me save here, and let's get going with some AP farming for the first time in the Pbirdman mod. Obviously, you might be able to do this a lot more early in your playthrough. I mean, you might not go as long as I have before you start messing around with this sort of thing. That's totally up to you. There is a caveat that I might include. Pbirdman will be watching this, and I'll mention it to him as we're doing the trick, and he can decide if that's something that he likes or not. To make it a little less exploitable, at least. That's the plan. So let's trigger this. The first Dark Aeon. Now remember, if this looks very similar to vanilla, it's likely that, remember, we have two Dark Ixion battles, so this might be like the baby easier one. and then we'll have a more difficult one next. Potentially, I don't know. I mean, maybe the stats are just so much more difficult to deal with that even though the moves look pretty much the same, we might not be able to deal with it unless we've got absolute max stats and perfection. So we'll see. What matters right now is that we can use it to AP farm. So it's going to come in. It's going to come straight in with a big move. Okay, wow. I actually got the first turn. That's the first time that's happened. Okay, so obviously what's going to happen here is that Dark Ixion is going to use its regular physical attack, and if you try to attack it, it's going to fire back with Thundarja, which is going to do, again, like pretty much max damage. And this is going to charge our overdrive gauges very, very quickly, and that's going to convert those to AP points, and we've got all kinds of boosters and modifiers and all that kind of stuff. So let's get to it. What's interesting in this battle is that Dark Ixion's turns don't charge its own overdrive, it just has a purely stoic overdrive mode. So that means that you can delay Thor's hammer indefinitely if you don't attack it, which is also very useful to us, because that's obviously the move that's going to wipe the party out. So unless it has a full overdrive, it cannot take the entire party out in one hit. And hopefully you would have already noticed why SOS Overdrive is going to be useful for Riku. Because these guys no longer have Alchemy, when you use Auto Phoenix they come back with SOS HP. So if you have double overdrive when you're in SOS, these guys are going to spend pretty much the entire battle in critical HP. So that's why you're going to get to benefit from that as well. So for me at least, in the little bit of testing I've done this battle like 2 or 3 times just to see how it works. I've attacked it until it's like one move away from the overdrive, because Thundarja is the most powerful attack that it can do. It needs to critical to hit the same damage with its normal move, and it doesn't always critical. But Thundarja pretty much always hits for the maximum. So this is like, with the current situation that we have, this is the quickest way to gain sphere levels, because you're able to escape the battle as well, remember. Now, important note is that you can escape, but you cannot flee, so he's made it a little bit more difficult when it comes to that, but there is a way around it, but we'll get to that when it's necessary. Okay, so that's the final hit. So from now on, we're not going to see any more Thundarja. Now, I've not tested which one is best. You could just purely defend here, just like take a break and just keep mashing triangle while you're looking at your phone or you're doing some other shit, or you can just watch the screen. But basically you can just do it like this. Only problem with this is, because you're defending a lot of the time, you're halving the damage that you receive from this attack, and that's obviously giving you half the AP points as well. So I guess if you're diligent enough you could do this every time, but I feel like this is time wasting as well. Like, to still receive maximum damage you could try and do this. Like reposition. Can you reposition your inventory like that so it's always near the top? I don't think so. But this feels pretty slow to me as well. I don't particularly like this one. So that's variation 2. You can just do something like this to not defend. Or variation 3, I guess you could... Just thinking. Everything pretty much has an animation, so you'd have to watch the animation for it. So I mean, I don't know, you could just do this or something. Remember, like me, you should be playing with sped up mode as well. I mean, give yourself 2 or 3 times speed for this. So yeah, if you want to take the full damage, you can just use a move like this maybe. It's totally up to you, whatever one you find to be more efficient in your own testing. Honestly, if you want, you can just defend and just do it for twice as long. I mean, it's not the end of the world. And it does critical a fair bit, so it's not all bad. So, when the time comes and you want to escape, so I've been at this for a few minutes, not like a huge amount of time. I think I timed one of my runs and it took me about 4 minutes before I decided to escape. And I got a decent amount of sphere levels, much more than you'd get from like defeating Varuna over and over again or something like that. So it's pretty good. Okay, so when it comes to escaping from the actual battle, you have a bit of a problem because of how quick Dark Ixion is. You're not going to get a chance to escape without being killed first. So basically, you have to leave someone else in there, because if, let's say, 2 out of 3 escape and the third one is KO'd and the battle ends, then the one that got KO'd at the end doesn't get any AP points. Only the 2 that escaped do. And because we want all 3 of these guys to get the AP points, you have to swap someone out. So I've swapped out Riku for Lulu. And make sure that the person you bring in has a Auto Phoenix armor. So let's just wait. And now we're going to try and get Tidus and Waka to escape from the battle. So what would happen here is, let's say you didn't swap, let's say it was still Riku there and not Lulu. If I successfully escape here, Ixion has the next turn, and with the next turn they're going to kill Riku. There's no one there to revive Riku, so Riku will get 0 AP points in the situation. So you cannot get a situation where both of you get a turn to escape. So let's just pretend, let's just wait here. There's never going to be a chance for both of you guys to get a turn and escape. There's always going to be just one of you. Your characters won't ever get 2 back-to-back turns against Ixion. So it looks like you will on the CTB, but because one of you is definitely going to die, it won't make a difference. So you have to bring in someone like Lulu and let the AP farmers escape. Then this happens, Lulu dies, and look at the AP points here. So Riku doesn't get a lot because of like her really subpar equipment, but for P-Bird and for Waka, it's pretty good. So there you go, Tidus gained 55 levels, which is pretty good. Riku only gained 15, but like I say, I think it's still pretty decent going here. I think you can probably get away with that. What I'll also do is I will make a check to see if there's any like double AP, like ways to farm the items needed for double AP. It is a Mega Elixir, I don't know how expensive it is to farm, but I'll have a look, and maybe you can get a double AP on Riku as well to bridge the gap even further. But there you go, that is a result of literally of about 4 or 5 minutes of fighting Dark Ixion. And there you go, so these guys are ready for like the next time you want to come down here. And all we did was use like 33 Phoenix Downs, that was all. So I think that's pretty good going. So obviously where you can, try and make these. And if you don't have any other options, then go for something like... I'm pretty sure it didn't stack. I think if it stacked, it would have been more than that. But use SOS Overdrive and Overdrive to AP, and try to farm yourself like a double AP if you can. So let's get to the actual business of moving people around the grid. So what I'll do is I'll return to the monster arena now, because I'm going to run out of speed spheres and all that sort of shit, and that's a much easier place to farm those. So I will head back. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start trying to fill in every single node. Okay, so now the business of actually trying to complete the sphere grid begins. So we got a lot of nodes to cover, but the most important ones to me right now are probably still strength based, so that I can take things out more quickly. So I'll probably head to any patches of the grid where there might be a few straggling strength spheres left. I mean, even if there's 10 more and I can get up to about 180, that's not too bad. So that's probably what I'll do. I got some teleport spheres, and you can always bribe for those as you run out. So do I continue along here? This is like the magic defense route. I'm not sure if I'm really that interested in it right now. How much strength is this? 2. I don't know if I should unlock these. Yeah, these are duplicates, by the way. Spare change. 1 point. Nah, screw that. So we're going to be spending a lot of time here. Yeah, this is all like unisection, so there's not going to be too much here. There is this node here. And there's null spells there, which I think could be useful. So I'm going to start from like... I'm going to start from like here, I think. What's this? Cura. I'm going to start from here. Okay. I'm going to run out of spheres pretty quick, but let's just make haste while we can. Obviously, he's really got to get that magic defense up as well. It's going to help against like One Eye and that kind of stuff. I probably shouldn't use any speed spheres on evasion. I really don't think it makes any difference at all. I'll probably save them for only accuracy and agility. I'm getting the HP nose anyway, just in case I do decide to use break HP limit as a strategy later on. I probably won't, but you never know. He might have modded this one in a way where there is a battle, or battles where you pretty much have to. So he's got a lot of work to do still, but he is the one with the 99 sphere levels to start, so that's a nice way to begin. And straight away I'm going to need to get some ability spheres. Now, it's another one of those unfortunate things where to do it you need to beat Kotos. But Kotos is paired up with Marlboro Menace, which is just horrible. So I don't know. Ah shit, I wasn't going to activate evasion. Just too used to it. But his magic defense has already got some boosts, almost 50 plus now. Let's get the ones over here. Yeah, gonna grab everything here as well. There's even a little strength sphere up there. I'm gonna get that too. I think I will come down for Ultima as well. You never know. I mean, at this stage they've got break HP limit. Maybe. Just maybe. When you start like AP farming, you become much less efficient when you're moving through the grid. Yeah, I still wanted to get the null spells just in case, so I'm going to head back. Thankfully, spheres knows that you've already activated. They're much cheaper to go back through. So this only cost me 11. It's not too bad. So yeah, three speed spheres and no ability spheres. So I've got to take a little bit of time to do some farming. Okay. So once I'm done with this little section, then I can come up here. This is like an orange section with some 2s and only 2s. There's got to be a little more available, surely. Surely we can get up to about 180 if we get them all. Yeah, there's a few here as well. Okay. Yeah, so I need to take a little bit of time off to farm some spheres. Okay. He sells distillers, right? Yeah. It's just so annoying. Things that used to be so simple previously become so hard now. So like Fafnir and Kotos were the ones that gave you times 40 items, and you could turn those into speed distill stuff. So I don't know if it's worth having another look. Ah shit, that ain't the one. God damn it. I don't remember what the combinations were. I don't even remember if it was Veterans Run or if it was Guardians Run. Okay, so once you get to this stage of the game, you very quickly realize that because you can't use the old methods to try and get red spheres quickly, this is taking really long. So this is something I've definitely told Pbirdman about now. Hopefully in the next patch there will be something that gives you, I don't know, maybe it could be like Adamantoise or something, gives you like 20 power spheres or something, because at that stage, does it really matter? I don't think it does. So I'm going to definitely ask him to change that so that you can distill for spheres much more quickly, because this is not a viable strategy to try and get enough spheres. I mean, it's probably taken me 8 to 10 minutes, and during that time I've got 29 speed spheres and not a whole lot of 26 ability spheres. I mean, considering when you're stat maxing you're going to burn through those so fast, I don't think that's the best idea I've ever seen. So we need a better way. So hopefully in the next patch and in the public release we will have one. If and when that happens, obviously I'll share it with you guys, but for now I'm going to have to slog through it a little bit. I am the guinea pig after all, it's my job. That's my J-O-B. Now, I'm wondering if I should just... This is only 1 point, correct? Yeah. 2... There are 2 strength nodes there, so... I'm not going to teleport around too much. That being said, I think that's Flea. I think I glossed over it last time. Yeah, screw it, I'm going to get Flea. So use one of them ability spheres. Now here. Okay. Just inch out a few more strength nodes here. I need to get strong enough to try and defeat some of the purple sphere monsters more easily. If I can do that, then we're in business. So the first thing is going to be obviously trying to defeat Brothers in Arms without anything further than what's on the sphere grid, and I'm pretty sure that should be possible. But once we do that, then we need to start farming those purple spheres. Because clearly, as you can see on here, the stats are not going to be enough. So let me grab this little section here. He does know Ultima, and he can break the damage limit now. His magic is 92, oh wow, it's nearly as high as Lulu's. We definitely need to boost Lulu's magic considerably as well. But that's held by Juggernaut, right? The purple spheres. Oof. It's going to be horrible. So I have been talking to Pbirdman again about the purple sphere situation as well. I'll talk more about it when I get to it, but basically, again, that's another of those things where I said it's probably a good idea if you don't make it too difficult for the player to get those. Because these battles are so tough now and they always have a partnering monster with them. Let's say normally beating Jumbo Flan for magic spheres was a pain in the ass anyway, well now because it's paired with Juggernaut it's even worse, so that's why I think to kind of compensate for that he does need to help us out. So 164 strength and all of his sphere levels have finally been used. Okay. Let's continue on. Because Riku can't break the damage limit, again, it's more defensive and support stuff. So agility, defense, and magic defense is what matters most for her at this stage, I think. Once you can break the damage limit, then we'll get the strength. I'm pretty sure, even though we can't break the damage limit with her, she's still going to have a big role to play in the Heroes run. Nah, these are level 2 spells, I'm not going to get those. I think I am going to bypass evasion nodes when I see it, and when I remember to. I really don't think there's anything evadable at this stage. We don't have evade and counter either, so I don't think that's how it works. Yeah, so like reflex, again, just wasting my time. Only thing is, wait, okay. I think for the next one I might see if it's worth moving her to someone with more agility. Because this Lulu section does have magic defense, but not a lot of agility. I'll have to see. Okay, so now Tidus has 66. Obviously agility is a huge one as well. I really need that agility up to like another tier or 2. So much so that it's only 1 point. Okay, fine. I'm not going to get that. Ultima for Tidus as well, I think. You never know. Okay, there's a few little strengths to be picked up here as well. I'm debating whether to hack in these spheres every time I need them. But it's going to be a lot of stop-starting for the recording, and I hate doing that, so I might or I might not, I'm not sure. Still have 5 teleport spheres. I'm literally going to come down here to get these. Probably the same thing I did with Waka, just for this little section here. Yeah. We're running out of mana spheres. Yeah, for 4 agility points, I don't know if it's worth it. I won't for now. Those will be like scraps that I pick up at the end. No. It's one of these things that feels like you're doing a lot, but then when you look at your stats, everything's only gone up by like 10. Okay, out of mana spheres. Okay, 161, 171. Okay, so at this stage I will go for round 2 of Dark Ixion AP farming. Probably this time I'll keep going until I have 99 sphere levels for everybody. And then I'll probably stop the recording, hack in 99 of these bloody spheres, because there's got to be a better way. And then I will come back to do another round of filling out the sphere grid. Okay, so one thing you'll notice is that as your defense goes up, you're able to exploit this less. So watch. Thundarja, still, because Thundarja is just one of the most powerful magic spells in the entire game, is still going to be doing work, but for the physical attack, as your defense goes up, it's going to be doing less and less damage, so not too bad. I mean, it's still good, but you will start to notice it do less. So same idea here. I'm going to keep attacking until it's close to its overdrive. You could get into the whole game of trying to auto-life your way through a Thor's hammer so you can get some more, like get another round of Thundarjas in and that kind of thing, but honestly I think you're better off just like once you get to like near the overdrive, just start tapping triangle for as long as your patience will let you, and then just escape the battle like I showed you guys when you're ready to. I mean, within 4 or 5 minutes I got about 50 sphere levels for Tidus and Waka, so if you're willing to wait for 10, that'll get you your 99, so it's not too bad. By the way, look at how the overdrive is behaving. I think Stoic still applies, but there's like a cap on how much it can do or something. Okay, so when it comes to this, I think the final word I have in terms of this little AP farming trick that I have and that Pbirdman told me about for the mod is when you're in this sort of mode and you're like me, you're just tapping X and just like not focusing, do not forget that if your Phoenix Downs run out, you're going to be in deep shit. So just remember to check on your Phoenix Downs as you go. So probably, I think, you know, using all of your Phoenix Downs in this battle is probably a good benchmark for how many sphere levels you'll probably gain using this equipment. So it's going to probably be something like 1 Phoenix Down per sphere level you're going to gain, roughly, I would say. So that's a good benchmark. Obviously, you know, if you guys, you play the mod, or you've already seen, you already think that there's some better ways to inch even more AP out of these kind of battles, of course, let me know in the comments. But, you know, without a huge amount of like study and research into it, this is the best that I've come up with for now. And it's one of these things where this is probably efficient enough that I don't think there's going to be too many things available that won't take you a very long time to get. So, for example, One Eye and triple AP weapons, that might take you multiple hours to get all of those weapons. But by the time you've done all that, you're probably not going to save multiple hours in the long run. I mean, if in 8 to 10 minutes you're getting around 90 to 100 sphere levels, then I don't think you need to try and like do anything crazy to be too much more efficient. But if there's any quick moves that you can make to be even more efficient that I haven't spotted, then of course that would be useful for people to know. I mean, I'm trying to think like Riku overdrives to double overdrive and that kind of thing, but because you die so frequently, none of it's going to stick. So aside from like equipment itself and the battle that's going to give you the most DPS, I don't think there's much more to be considered here, but you never know. There's always something. Alright, down to 33. I'll go a little bit longer, then I'll flee just to see how different it is. I want to see if my 1 Phoenix Down to 1 sphere level theory is accurate. Because Tinus has 29 anyway, any more than like 70 is going to be a waste for him, so... Oh, come on. You see, obviously when this starts happening, remember to leave yourself enough Phoenix Downs in reserve if these guys refuse to escape, like they are now. Otherwise you could end up in big trouble again, and waste your time. So save. Before every Dark Ixion battle for AP farming, save, and keep a very close eye on your Phoenix Downs. So here we go. Even though the overdrives weren't going up properly in battle, you saw Waka got 1.6 million AP in that one. Depending on who gets hit and how much, obviously it changes things as well, but there you go. I mean, that's pretty good going. 76 for Waka. And we used up about 74 Phoenix Down. So for Waka, it's about 1 Phoenix Down to 1 sphere level sort of pace. So not too bad. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll probably stop recording now, give myself some spheres until Pbirdman has a patch to make this work more quickly. And then you'll see me do some more sphere grid work. So I'll be back in a bit. Okay, so after that quick detour, I am back. I did hack those spheres in, like I said. But hopefully there will be an easier way to do this. But if there isn't, I mean, honestly, just hack them in. Just use Final Fantasy Editor to hack these in. Okay, so now we can have another round of sphere grid work. Let's continue. I'm still not going to activate the evasion nodes. Just this one. At this stage, because I can't get much luck, I feel like accuracy is probably still valuable. Now, what's next? Let's move him somewhere else again. Another patch has been filled in. There's a strength node here. It's a 4-pointer as well. What is this ability? But then I'm going to move down from here to pick up a few things along the way. Full break. How many level 4 spheres do I have? only got 3. I feel like I'd be better off using that on quick pockets, I think. So for now I won't. But there was these, which I can get. And a level 2 that I can use to cross over to this bit. I've got 59 of those. Okay, nice. Yeah, this sign is a dead end. But let's grab these anyway. I mean, most of the time you just use armor break anyway. There really isn't an awful lot more strength left here. That's going to be one of the things I have to really look into. I mean, if my strength is still too low, I might consider trying to beat Juggernaut for some more. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, because Juggernaut could be armor broken. It's one of those ones where, because I can armor break it, I can potentially farm for spheres fairly quickly with it, so it might be worth it. I just want to get an idea of what my stats are going to look like once I'm truly done with this grid. Well, almost completely done with it. There's going to be some missing nodes here and there, but nothing major. Okay, this was a pocket of defense that you managed to pick up as well, which is good. Let's see. Good. Next. The final sort of big patch is this Lulu region here. And the Una region here. As it should be. Which one is best? I mean, is there any strength here? I don't think there's any here. Like, in terms of non-activated nodes, I don't think there's any strength on this bit. I think here there might be a node or two. There's one there. But to be honest, it looks like 170 to 175 is around the cap for strength. Yeah, it's only a +1. There is not very much left here. Damn. I thought maybe I'd be able to get closer to 200 by the end of this, but that's not possible. I think I'm literally only seeing the +2 and the +1 strength left. I guess I'll start working my way backwards from Flare. I don't think there's too much more I can do at this stage. Just got to pick up everything we got, and then we'll have another sort of status check. If anything, his magic is going to be a lot more balanced as well. Hopefully be up to like, wasn't going to activate the evasion, up to like 120, 130 sort of range. Maybe more. I am curious about how much HP I have as well at this stage. It's probably like maybe 20,000. I feel like 18 to 20 sort of range. But when you actually have the red spheres at your disposal, it makes such a difference. You can just focus on your stat maxing in peace. I think the only stat that could push 200 is the defense. Now that I think about it. It's the only one. Okay, let's get this quick pockets of whatever that is activated. And there is another strength down there, so we'll have that. Okay, whatever we need to unlock it, let's do that. Yes. There you go. Okay, well there's a 4 that I didn't spot. Okay, he's the first one to get quick pockets. These are just 2s, so we can break those. So we can break those. Excellent. Okay. There we go. Okay. Let's continue. We're almost at the end. But this was a pretty valuable little boost here. 172, 181, 124. I think if anything, the first thing I might do is beat Fenrir. Fenrir might not be quite so bad. Okay. Time to do it all again. I still feel like I'm not really going to get any damage done against the Ironclads though. I was barely doing 3,000 even with 150 strength, so even with 200 it's going to be like, what, 8,000? So I'm not entirely sure how I'm supposed to break those guys down. And it seemed like Chaos Grenade didn't work either, so... That's already... it has me worried, like thinking ahead to that battle again. I'm not very convinced. Okay, so done with Titus, defense 193, which is looking pretty solid. 174 strength and 133 agility. So he's still slightly ahead of Waka, but Waka does have the magic advantage. And well, Titus has a magic defense because he's done part of Lulu's grid as well. He's advantage in that sense too. So Titus is still doing pretty well. Now is going to be the straggling Riku, doing her best to catch up with everyone else. Doing her best to catch up with the boys. One thing is Riku's magic is not too bad, so she could end up being useful for that, but like I say, because she can't break the damage limit, there's just... doesn't matter what you do really, she's stuck. Okay, let's break this lock. +4 is big at this stage. It's one less Juggernaut battle. Okay. That's it. Riku noticeably far behind now, but we just have to deal with it. So yeah, because I already pre-farmed the red spheres, I can just go in for like another attempt here. Okay. So, once again, save first. Always save first. Okay. Need the right team. And off we go. This should probably be the final one. For now. And then we'll have a look at farming some purple spheres if we can. If we need to. With that being said, I forgot to buy Phoenix Downs, so yeah, there you go. That's another thing you've got to remember, you have to buy the Phoenix Downs before you start. So yeah, I need to save again here. But yes, obviously, one thing that's worth considering is, now that I've shown you guys how to do this, there's obviously going to be, depending on when you acquire certain things, some of you might be inclined to do what I've been doing earlier, and as such, you might have much higher stats than I did when you were facing off against the Monster Arena creations. probably won't make like an enormous difference against Veterans Run, because those guys are really powerful, but if you try to do this like before the Guardians Run, I feel like you completely overpower everything there. So one thing that I think is worth considering is, should it be made a little more difficult to do this at an early stage? And there's one way that I think you might be able to do that. So let's get into the battle. So this is thinking out loud for Pbirdman, but you guys will get to hear what I'm thinking. I forgot to swap Lulu, for God's sake. Anyway, the plan is, if Pbirdman wants to make this a little more restrictive and a little more difficult to sort of prepare and farm for, something he could potentially think about is attaching something like death status to this particular physical attack that it has. So if he puts death status on there, then I think that takes effect first, so it won't end up filling up your overdrive gauge, because you'll take technically 0 damage, I believe. So if he wants to be really sort of annoying, he could do that, and that would mean that you need 3 death-proof armors in order to be able to use this as a farming tool. Now, that's one thing, but then you could, I guess, also say that as a result of that, it means you'll need death-proof for the actual battle. Like when you actually really want to defeat it, having like a death strike on its normal attack might be too much, but that's something that Pbirdman should test and potentially try and balance out. So if the physical attack has death attached to it, you basically can't use this method until you've got 3 death proofs and you have auto phoenix on all of those armors, and that's already going to be a very late stage of the game, and so maybe by that time it's not going to matter too much anyway. But just something I'm going to throw out there just in case Pbirdman might want to use it, and if he does, then you know that's how you're going to have to deal with it. But that's up to the boss. So let's get Lulu out of there. Okay, so we've got ourselves another batch of sphere levels, and I think after this particular set I should surely be near the end. I think I'll probably do it one more time for good measure, but I think after this set, I've only done it twice now, I think, or 3 times. That's not too bad at all. And I mean, if each run took 8 to 10 minutes, it's going to take you about, I mean, especially if you're playing sped up as well, it will take you no more than maximum, I would say, 30 to 60 minutes to do all of the stuff that I've been doing here. So I think that's pretty good going. There's certainly less efficient methods out there. I mean, remember, previously I was fighting Varuna, where it was like, I don't know, 20-30 seconds per sphere level. So this is like multiple times more efficient than doing that. So I'm pretty happy with this. There's so many evasions that you end up activating some of them by accident. But in general... I really am curious about HP. I feel like hacking in like a 1-slot break HP limit armor that I won't actually use, just so I can see what people's HP is. That's a level 3. I bet I've hardly got any level 3 spheres, so I'm not going to use it on that. But yeah, I will need one more set of sphere levels, I think. Oh yeah, there's double cast as well, of course. That if we're even going to consider using magic, we definitely need to make use of. There we go. Nearly there now. So I think with like another 50, we'll fill out all of these, and probably if I get some like teleport spheres, some return spheres and that kind of thing, I'm pretty sure I can fill out any other little gaps that I haven't filled in. So like where Riku is, there's this strength node, for example. But we're going to end up with about 180 strength by the end of all this, which again is a little bit lower than I was hoping for, to be honest. Oh shit, he's there. I was looking at Riku. I will go for the tier 3 elementals again. Could be useful. I feel like, I mean, the stats that I've gained so far in this session, I don't think it's going to suddenly make anything particularly easy. Which, on the one hand, is a good thing, because I guess it goes to show for you guys, like, when you play the mod, you could potentially do this step before doing Veterans Run, and you probably won't lose a huge amount by doing it. Like, it won't suddenly make the battles way easier. So if you've been watching the battle so far and you're thinking these are just too grindy, and I've not been enjoying how tough they are, or how tanky or grindy or whatever, then this might be the route for you. Because, I mean, we've gained maybe 20 to 30 in the major stats, and nothing, like, crazy. I guess whatever they're weak in, like, we have gained a fair bit in that regard, so, like, Waka for magic defense is definitely improved. But it's not, like, a huge amount. Ah, shit, I didn't see that side. Anyway. 1 point is 1 point. Are these both +4s? 3 and 3. There's a level 4 protecting it. I might need that level 4 for something else. Defense 85. I mean, +6 is pretty significant, to be honest. And I only need 1 level 4 for it. Screw it. I think I'm going to actually do this. Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'll get level 4 spheres elsewhere if I really need to. I don't think there's any abilities that's sealed off to me right now that I really, really think I need for the next stuff that I'm going to be doing for the upcoming battles. But yeah, the fact that I could start this with 99 of these red spheres did make a difference. I mean, imagine it takes me about maybe 8 to 10 minutes to get like 40, 50, 60 spheres of all types. So it would have added like an extra half an hour, 45 minutes to this process, which I don't think it should have really. So my conscience is clear. I have put in enough work to earn that. Okay, now that's looking good. That is looking good. Right, so Waka is obviously in very much the same position as Titus, a few little bits here and there. This is one of the abilities, Full Life. I mean, we're going to be using Auto Phoenix and Alchemy, so how often is Full Life really going to matter? I don't know. I'm not like that crazy about it right now, and I mean you do need 4 level 4 key spheres to get there, so if anything I might just break this one to nab these, but it's only a 2. 5. Yeah, it's not that great. Okay. Another little bit for Riku. I'm going to bring it down to the quick pockets area as well, actually. At least all 3 of them will have it then. I wonder what he's done with quick pockets. I feel like, knowing P-Bird, he's probably like made it cost a huge amount of MP to use or something. I don't quite have enough sphere levels to get down to it, unfortunately. But I was going to go for another run anyway. Yeah, even agility-wise, she's lagging behind now. Interestingly, this is the first time that's happened. Okay, so after round 3, Riku is kind of closing into where Titus and Waka were at the start of this whole thing. Whereas Titus and Waka themselves are kind of shooting ahead. But Waka has even more strength than Titus now. Nice. But he does have a +4 to still pick up. Agility 141 is nice though. Okay, so let's do this one more time, and then I can look towards like the second half of the session where I actually see whether I should try and fight Ironclad ×2 again, or I should start hunters and purple spheres. Okay, let's get it. Swap. Whoops. Yeah, I have a feeling I'm probably going to hunt for some strength spheres. I've got to take out Juggernaut quickly. So we'll see how that goes, but let's just do this final round first, and then we'll tackle that side of things. Because I really don't feel like my damage output against the Ironclads is going to be high enough. I want to get to like probably 200, 220 sort of strength level to really start doing damage to those guys. I mean, already based on what I'm seeing here, we're doing about 50% more damage, which isn't a huge amount because we were only doing about 3,000 to Ironclad or 5,000 or something. So I don't think it's going to make a huge difference here. But we'll have to see. Maybe like the agility has gone up a tier for Waka and Titus, which could swing things a little bit. Let me have a look at the agility tiers actually while I wait. That should be interesting to see. Okay, so unfortunately I just had a look and the range here is kind of shitty. So until you actually get to 170 you cannot increase your agility really in battle. So in terms of affecting the CTB in a meaningful way, this current tick speed tier is 98 to 169. So unfortunately whether you have 99 agility or 168, in terms of the way the battle flows and your CTB turns, it's not going to make any difference at all. So one of the first things I might do is try and get up to 170 agility with Titus, Waka and Riku. And well, Lulu once we get a chance. So this is good to test. I mean, I didn't remember the tick speed tiers. It's one of those things you don't look at too frequently. Because you know that you need 170, that's the magic number. You don't tend to look at the tiers in between that often. So that is the situation, unfortunately. So the stat maxing that we've done in this particular session hasn't helped my agility in any real way, unfortunately. Okay, so that's another series done, and as you've noticed I'm getting less and less sphere levels, and obviously the reason for that is because my defense is over 200 now for Titus and 195 for Waka. They're taking less and less damage per hit, and obviously less damage taken means less overdrive filled, which means less AP points earned. So it's still a decent amount, obviously it's still much better than any other method, but it will slow down over time as your defense gets better and better. So should still be enough to do what I want to do, but I might, now that this has happened, I feel like, and because I feel like now I need the 170 agility, I will probably do this one more time. But I'll do like a final little round here. Get everyone enough sphere levels to start making progress once I get the purple spheres. Once I get the purple spheres, and then we'll get rolling. And then we'll probably see if we can defeat Fenrir nice and quickly. Even if it takes 5 minutes, I think it's still worth it at this stage. Okay, let's see after this final set of sphere levels how far we've gotten. I'm hoping this is going to be enough. Should have activated the evasion. It's been a little while. I've been doing farming a few other little things here and there as well. Like teleport spheres and friend spheres and all that sort of stuff, ready for the next phase when we get onto purple spheres. Had to get some more red spheres too. I didn't want to stop the recording and edit the save. I only needed like 20-30 more, so I didn't bother. But I've definitely decided the next thing I'm going to try is to beat Fenrir to get enough... Whoops. To get enough agility spheres to hit 170 with the main party. Okay, so I pretty much just about had enough to get to the end of this bit, and I believe at the moment I'm satisfied that I've got pretty much everything I need to get. Obviously there's little bits here and there, like this little random bit and Nab Gill. This little bit that's protected by a level 4 that I don't have, so these are all like to squeeze out a little bit extra, but in terms of like major missing nodes, there's almost nothing. Almost. So what that means is Waka is ready for the purple spheres, I think. Yeah, that's what I think. Full life is the only major ability that we lack at the moment. Okay, that's good. He's ready. Let's get Titus there too. I think he's closer than Waka is actually. Might have to use a few extra spheres I've been picking up for him. There was the strength node that Riku unlocked. Here you go. It's here. So let's grab that +4 because that's a significant amount. Yes. There's a segment he's missed around here, so let's clear that up too. Just doing the final little bits of sweeping up here. Just little scraps. He's got sphere levels to burn, so he can get across to a lot of places. There you go. You've got a handy little magic boost there, to be honest. Okay. Dark attack, forget that. Still has 31 spheres even when he gets to this bit. That's not too bad. Let's do that. At this stage, if I need to farm any further, I'll probably put a character that's like not leveled up next to ones that are, so I can get the high damage output from Dark Ixion again. So it should be fine. Nah, I went over... I didn't notice that. Wow. Okay, well. I didn't realise that I took a route through this bit, so let's do that. After a stage, I do wish they kind of warp you there instead of watching you go around. Once we get to the purple sphere phase, we're going to be going through a lot of the sphere grid that we already have, so it's not going to be a huge deal. Hold on. So it's another little bit here. So like even with 20 sphere levels, you'll be able to move around quite a bit. I should have moved here, but screw it. So that's going to push our defense to about as high as it can be using the sphere grid. And the bonuses that we got along the way. So there you go. He's hit 213 as well. And I think that means he's also ready. 178, 213, 120, 125, 148. Yeah, I think they're pretty even. I don't think there's anything left. Maybe a few magic defense nodes here and there, but in general, he's pretty much done. Okay, so who's in a good spot? There's a lot of empty nodes around here, so I'll probably make use of that. We'll all start from where Waka is. I feel like whatever I get up until this point, I'll keep with Riku. Once I've got about 10 sphere levels left, I'll use the rest for purple spheres, I think. Is that flare? Oh, for God's sake. When you're in ×2 speed, you make those mistakes a lot more. Yes, okay. Now, for her, she has much bigger portions of the sphere grid to still fill. Okay, fine. I'll start her off here. And then she can join up with the rest. I don't really think there's any like perfect way to do this. It's just there's really inefficient ways to do it, and there's like decent ways to do it. I think can't go too wrong with this. Oh, she's already gone ahead a bit, but okay. So this is roughly where I want it to be. So let's have a look. Stats are looking definitely much better now. Unfortunately, like I said, the agility has made absolutely no difference so far. I need 22 more with Titus, and 31 more, and 49 more with Riku. But she's very lacking in sphere levels, so that's why. Strength is about 25 higher than it was before. It's not huge. Defense is a nice like plus 50 though compared to where I was before. And magic defense probably a plus 30, 40. And for Waka it's like a plus 80 or so. So not too bad. I mean, we've definitely made a difference here. So I think I'm not even going to go back into the Ironclad fight. I mean, with 25 more strength, that's not going to suddenly make everything very different. So what I'm going to do is go back to these and see how quickly I can take out Fenrir. So I'm going to ignore what's his face? Pbirdman, I think it is. And see if we can take out Fenrir as soon as possible to get those agility spheres. So if we don't protect ourselves at all, let's see how we do. Oh, come on, really? We still need aim for this guy? Oh, God. Yeah, so in Veterans Run, like, even with these stats, nothing is like a pure pushover, I think. God damn it. So we still need some aim. One. I mean, if even Waka's missing, you definitely need aim. Two. Right, hopefully we survive this. Yeah, we do. Okay. 3. 4. And have a heal. Oof. And we're still missing. Okay. What the hell? We've got so many more accuracy nodes and we're nowhere near. There you go. But when we do hit, it's 95,000, so hopefully it's not going to survive for very long once we start to hit. Good grief. That's some bullshit. Let's just sentinel this just in case. Yeah, taking way less damage now. But still not able to hit. So it's not going to be like incredibly easy and very, very quick here, but we should be able to farm some agility spheres, I think. It might take me like an hour to get however many I need, but that's the Pbirdman mod. You can't always have things your way and have everything be very easy, very quick and simple. Oh, it's a remedy. I think Riku has a... Actually, I don't think it matters. Let's keep that on anyway, but I think it doesn't matter. So always... Nah. It's only Waka left that can hit now. Son of a bitch. I'm just waiting for a body splash to see what that's going to do. At least we'll know. Okay. It does seem definitely much, much weaker and more manageable. Ooh, Confuse Proof actually worked. Interesting. Okay. Should have used an aim there. Come on, that I bet that was the final blow. Fuck you. So you can see, still not easy here. I mean, not difficult enough that, like, remember when we first met these guys, we had to definitely put in more work. Like, we can be pretty lazy here, but... There you go. So now, can we flee the battle? Can't escape, but can we flee? Okay. So what happens now? There you go. 3 agility spheres. So... One thing that Pbirdman and I talked about again when it came to these purple spheres is that some of them are going to be very difficult to get. So let's have a look at this. I don't always remember the names of the combinations here, but I think it's opposites attract. So if you want strength and magic spheres, you have to defeat these two. And obviously you know that Jumbo Flan is an arsehole, like very, very high HP. And Juggernaut is a high HP customer too. And obviously while you're trying to fight one, you're going to be attacked by the other. So especially unless you have some seriously very high levels, you're going to struggle to farm these spheres in any real sort of quantity. So I said to Pbirdman, instead of making a player maybe fight something for 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, maybe more, I don't know, and then only give them maybe one sphere if you don't get an overkill, or two if you do, I said maybe it's worth giving them a bit more to, you know, to compensate them for their time. So that's why you saw 3 spheres there for Fenrir. And obviously for Fenrir, because it's one of the easiest ones to fight, it will make things a little bit easier, which is not the end of the world. But when it comes to things like fighting Juggernaut, fighting Jumbo Flan, fighting One Eye, and all that sort of stuff, it will make your life easier, I think. So I'll put up the full mechanics of exactly what the drops are going to be once I know them exactly. But you will be getting more purple spheres than normal, because these battles are obviously a lot harder than normal, and it will save you some grinding time. Okay, so let's get to work. Straight in with this. Let's place our first agility sphere. Exciting times. Put a whole bunch of them here. This is already going to get Titus close to 170. Oh shit, he's out of sphere levels. Damn it! I will have to pay Dark Ixion one final visit, I guess. Titus getting mighty close now. Remember, I'm playing on double speed as well. I mean, if you're playing this on single speed, that battle would have taken maybe like 6 minutes, 8 minutes, something like that. So 8 minutes for 3, and if you need like 15, 20, then just for agility alone, it's going to take you a little while. So got to try and factor all of this stuff in. Gonna go my death-proof stuff here to protect against Fangs of Hell. Oh, come on, it went critical. It's not been kind to Titus, this Fenrir. Okay, there we go, that's number 2. See how many we get. 3 again, excellent. That's already enough for Titus. He's going to hit the next tier. Move. So you always need as many purple spheres as the slowest person that you have in the party. So in this case it's going to be Lulu. We'll have to see how many she needs when she has the sphere levels, but for now I'm just focused on these 3. Okay, so here's the deal. Riku is going to pick up 2 more along here, which takes her to 147, and that leaves her 23 away from the 170. So having 6 spheres will be enough. So I'm going to farm for 6 more agility spheres, and then we'll get these 3. Even though Riku's a bit underpowered compared to them, she'll still make the 170 with 6 agility spheres, and then those 3 guys are sorted. So that's what I'll do for the remainder of this session, and I will show you guys what it looks like once it's all finished. So I'll fight Fenrir a couple more times, hopefully get 6, and then I need to fight Dark Ixion one more time for some more sphere levels, and then we'll get going. Okay, so the drops I got in this battle is a good indicator of what Pbirdman's done here. So you get the usual 1 or 2 agility spheres based on whether you overkill or not, but then there is a percentage chance of you getting an extra agility sphere. So what you saw here was that I got the rare drop, which was the Dark Matter, but I got the bonus agility sphere that it gives you. So I had 2 battles in a row where I got 3, I had 2 battles in a row where I got 2, and then, well, battle number 5, it would have been an agility sphere. It would have been another 3. So it's about 50-50 based on the small sample size that you get 2 versus 3. Only trouble is I got the worst possible combination because I got 2, 2, 1. So now I was looking for 6 and I have 5, which is just annoying, but I will have to do it one final time. Obviously, it's going to continue to drain your resources, so much of the stuff that we've seen so far, like your chocobo wings and healing waters and that sort of thing, they're going to get drained. But there's not too much you can do at this stage without your auto haste. You just got to keep trucking. But this thing's a slippery git. Even with like 4 or 5 aims, you still miss quite regularly. That's one of the only things that drags the battle on. Otherwise, not too bad. And obviously, when people get KO'd, they lose their aim as well. So we don't mind Riku dying, so we don't need to heal her. You can see, still miss regularly. That's got to be 5 now. So even with all of these tricks, obviously there's still a grindy element. I mean, Final Fantasy X, just that game. Even if you know all of the shortcuts and everything, there's still work you've got to put in, always. And that was a mistake. It's been a long session, and obviously I'm still not fully recovered yet. You can tell my voice has really reached its limit. I will have to stop recording soon, but hanging on for now. Damn it. I should be close though. I will come to dark matter farming. That's something I'm going to look into probably once the heroes run is done. I'm thinking I'm going to try obviously to get away with not having three ribbon armors for heroes run. That just seems a bit too much. There you go. Okay. So finally got all the agility spheres, and well, Waka did pick up 2 sphere levels, which is nice. He can have his first agility sphere and his second and third. Nice. Okay. Let's plant one there. This is the part of the game where things just change so bloody fast. Shouldn't have done that. What is this? Magic by 3 points for a level 3 sphere? Nah. It's not like our magic is too hot right now anyway. So Titus is going to sail above the 170. Remember, the only thing after 170 that it affects is the initial counter value. So basically it means how quickly you get your first turn. But after the first turn, whether you have 170 agility or 255, it won't make any difference. Okay. 151, 184, 159. Okay. So I will need to visit Dark Ixion one more time to get some more sphere levels in. And then once I'm done with that, then I will be finished with the session. But I want to quickly show you guys like the finale before I go back to try and defeat the Brothers in Arms in the next session. So just a little more work and we'll be done. Okay, here we are once again. Unfortunately, like I say, it gets progressively more and more difficult to get the sphere levels that you want. And I only managed this many this time in about, like, again, another 6 to 7 minutes maybe. So again, it'll be okay for now, but I would have loved more, of course. So I just want to do this final little bit, get everyone to 170 if I can. And then from there, there is one final little thing I want to have a look at before I end the session. Because clearly for Riku and for Lulu, we're going to need to make some better equipment here. Okay. Oh god, she's going to be 1 sphere short. And maybe 1 sphere level short as well. Thankfully, when it's only like 1 or 2, it's a quick fix. Do we have enough? No, we don't. Okay, we literally need 1 sphere level. We can grab that pretty quickly. Literally just put these guys here. Can literally do something like this. Very quick. I gave Tyus the wrong weapon, of course. Excalibur. That's what I was supposed to do. You can do this now, so you're at the strength level where you can do that kind of shit, so it's very easy to gain sphere levels. Like, if you only need 1 or 2. I think using techniques like the Dark Ixion method is still quicker than this, but... Whoops. But if you only need a few here and there, it's quick. Like, you're guaranteed to get one every time. If you do have like double and triple AP weapons, it is worth having a play with this as well. So Riku's weapon is not suited for this kind of AP farming, but for Tyus and Waka it might actually be pretty good. So if you have a quick look at how much they get 29,000 for the overkill. So if you have double and triple AP, then you might be able to do some damage. But I'm happy with the Dark Ixion method, especially like for the early stages, which is when you kind of need it the most. Okay. I mean, the weapon that Riku has is not a viable long-term solution for stat maxing anyway. So yeah, she's up to 175. I must have miscalculated, I guess. Or maybe there's another agility along the way that I missed, but whatever. Waka should be able to easily get to the 170 as well now. And then finally, our team is as quick as it can be and ready to take on the hero's run, at least in terms of agility. 6, 7. Yeah, with the agility on offer here, I think even Lulu should be able to get up to very close to 170. I don't think she'll get there, but she'll get close. These guys can be a benchmark. I think Waka's agility is only like 5 higher at base than Lulu's. So yeah, I think she'll be able to get there too. Everyone should be able to get to 170. That's good. I'm filling these in anyway, but I don't really need to. Alrighty. I think with Tyus I'm literally going to skip them. So the next empty node we receive, we can put in something else now. So that means we need more purple spheres. Okay, so what I want to check now is we have much better stats. Stone proof, confused proof, berserk proof. I think this was better. Okay, so what I want to see is how much damage can I do to One Eye now, and can I defeat it easily enough to farm for triple AP weapons now. So back to where we started the session. If it is the case that I can do that, then things will be looking much, much better. Okay. I am curious about how much damage we can do now. That's great. It's a good start. But look at the agility. Now that we're all at the highest tier, look at the difference it's made. It's a huge, huge difference. Okay, 4 aims. I don't want to play around too much here. Just want to get on with it. 38,000. That's not bad. 32,000. Okay. Now we roll in. I'm gonna take a risk here. Wow, she made the hit. Ah, I think if those 2 hits went in, I would have got close. But look how much less damage Shockwave is doing. I went for an aggressive run here, which is why I nearly died, but I'm just really trying to be quick. But I do think it's feasible now to farm One Eye. I think we can do it. I don't know if the HP's gone up as well. Hopefully it hasn't. It's still a bastard to hit. Sometimes you hit it 3 times in a row and then sometimes you just miss. Okay, thank you for taking the hits. Yeah, I think it might have more HP than it did in the first encounter. But I mean, we seem pretty safe at the moment. As long as I can keep my aims and I don't keep getting KO'd, I should be fine. So it's a bit more resource intensive than Fenrir. Ah, that's wrong. Come on, die. Ugh. I don't know why it's stuck on that one now. Let me attack the right one, please. There we go. Okay, good. Get the hell out. It's an overkill, by the way, which is extra useful. Magic Defense Sphere times 2 and Mage's Bracer. So now you can officially start to farm One Eye for triple AP weapons. It's not going to be easy, as you saw. It took a few minutes. And well, a few minutes in itself is not a problem, but obviously you're going to have to keep going until you get a triple AP plus 2 free slots for Riku or Lulu, and probably Yuna, to be honest. I mean, those 3 would be ideal, but Lulu and Riku at the minimum. So this is where I'm going to end the session. We've made a lot of progress. We have much better stats now. And I think with these stats, we should be able to give Brothers in Arms a go. But before the next session, I will be trying to farm One Eye for triple AP weapons, because I will need the Magic Defense Spheres anyway. So it's going to be kind of killing 2 One Eyes with 1 stone. And so that's what I'll be doing, and I'll probably come back when I have the 2 that I need. If it's taking really long, if I have like, I don't know, 30 Magic Defense Spheres and I only have 1, or I don't have any of the armors, and I don't have any of the weapons, then maybe I'll just hack those in. And I'll see if potentially Pbirdman can make it only drop weapons, because the armor that it drops is pretty much useless. So maybe if we make it only drop weapons, then you don't have to fight as many times over and over again to be able to get what you need. So it's been a long session. Probably a lot of it's going to be edited out. My voice has just about held up. I think if it was like a proper sort of battle session where I'm talking almost constantly, I don't think I would have been able to carry on for like the full length. But because I got to take breaks here and there, it's sort of on the limit of being able to actually, you know, commentate and get shit done. So hopefully I'll give it a few days off here while I work on One Eye and get those Magic Defense Spheres and try to get those triple AP weapons. And then by then my voice will have recovered enough to hopefully continue. And we should return in the next session with another attempt against Brothers in Arms. And if we find that that's still not working, I'm not liking the damage output and I feel like we need more, then we're going to have to probably go to Opposites Attract and see if we can take out Juggernaut and start farming some Strength Spheres. So lots of stuff to come, guys. Thank you all for watching. I will see you soon. Take care.